What's up, Buster? Buster? What's going on, everybody? Shavesky. For everyone to be able to pay attention to my rosacea instead now. The update I made was about a review. I shouldn't have said review. But yeah, so I went like 2 weeks almost without dipping. Bought 2 cans of somewhat dry dip, so it wasn't a pleasant experience coming back. But they, I guess, re-released or brought these back. I've been seeing these on Reddit, which I've showed these before. I don't know if they changed anything or not. Looks the same, but I could be wrong. I think there's 2 different kinds of these cans, this being one of them. But anyway, got a little cope here. Figure I'd share the cope. So in the meantime, we're having a little dip. Man, so it was really hard staying away from dip. God, it's so much more red on camera. I was just snuffing, nasal snuff, or dry snuff, and smoking Black and Mild pipe tobacco cigars, which isn't bad, but it was definitely hard to do. And still been using in moderation, but that's still been pretty hard. And I take care of 3 kids, 3 little ones, from ages 1, 2, and 5. So all day, every day. There we go. Celebrate on Marca. Kind of cool. Haven't really seen that little band there. So let's take a pinch. Been working on the podcast. It's been pretty cool. Still learning myself, but basically it's kind of become more of a, let's say, a spiritual audio journal or experience kind of thing. I want to put a fatter dip in, but I know that I shouldn't. So nice and moist. Compared, I was gonna do a review on the Grizzly LC Natural. It was so dry. Both cans were too. I mean, the second can wasn't as bad, but not worth it. Anyway, so back on the leaf. I'm gonna smoke this moist leaf. Anyway, so things are being pretty good as far as kind of change in how I'm approaching my spirituality, which might be easier for some people depending on what you believe in. I think it's actually a very simple thing. I've just been taking it a little bit too seriously, maybe making it harder for myself. It's hard because for me, you know, I live in a very somewhat rural, small country town, and I'm not here to talk about politics, but it's very conservative. I don't have a problem with that. I could be somewhat conservative about a few things, mainly like land preservation and like taking care of nature. That's the only thing that I am conservative about, I guess, and even if that's the correct term. But other than that, and I'm not going to call myself a Democrat either, because I'm not. I'm definitely a liberal. And I'm sure most of you dippers aren't. Not a problem. I mean, I know there's a few on here, but maybe. but I'm not. I don't have there's not a bone in my body that is Republican. And the time that there was, I wouldn't even say that. It was just because I was a hateful son of a bitch. Not saying that conservatives are hateful whatsoever. Or, I'm not saying that every one of them are. It's just, it's not my thing. But that has to do with a lot of, like, with my spirituality. Like, I come from a time where I was never really that, but with the stuff that I was into, black metal, the occult, all this, I reached out to even darker places as far as like within black metal. If you don't know about black metal, you maybe might want to read about it or something. I'm not going to sit here and discuss all of it, but this is anti-religious metal, let's say that. Dealing either with Norse mythology, maybe Satanism, and then there's also National Socialism that there can be NS black metal, which, you know, there's some bands and stuff I still like. I still like the music. I wouldn't say as far as the NS anymore, obviously. That would be kind of impossible for what I'm into now, and it kind of goes against it. Which it's became so complicated for me and my spirituality because it was hard for me to let go of, like, not so much hating. I think I hated myself for hating so much or being such a hateful person. But it was hard for me because I have friends in that scene, and I don't think they would judge me for it. I think they'd still be my friends, obviously, otherwise they wouldn't be really good friends. It's just, you know, we've had a lot of deep conversations and views on things, and I mean, I agree with some of them. I just used to be able to crack jokes more about certain things, and now I feel like I can't even make some of these jokes. It's just not funny to me anymore. Even if I wasn't in agreement with, like, you know, necessarily, it was just a joke because it was just funny. I have a very obscene, or maybe offensive humor, and I think it's funny. I mean, I still laugh at stuff that maybe I shouldn't be laughing at, but I'm learning. But I mean, that doesn't mean that I'm, you know, laughing at, like, people in pain or anything like that. Nothing racist. I don't laugh at that shit anymore. I'm thinking it was just more hard for me to be open about it. And there's even, like, one of my best friends, I haven't even really talked to him about, because I've been, you know, I was embarrassed at the time. Now I'm not. So next time I do get with him and we have a little chat, you know, something I'll probably throw out there, you know, and maybe explain why. But I know that he's not gonna trip, and I mean, he's even changed himself. But I guess I had such pride in these things that I, like, really believed in, that I maybe thought that I wasn't me anymore for not at least supporting some of it, which is weird. Why would I want to support something that I don't believe in anymore? You know, it is weird. Like, I still love black metal. I'm definitely not, and when I say I love black metal, I don't really love the necessarily I want to destroy the way other people think anymore. I love the music. I love the screaming. I do like the dark side of certain things. I'm still not a Christian. I still don't agree with Christianity, but it's mainly Christianity in the West and how it's pushed. It's mainly people. It's not so much Christianity. It's the people that I see not really being true to themselves. But that's another thing. I shouldn't be so focused on that anymore. I'm not. I guess I'm just, okay, I'm not like that anymore, but I think that was my issue, is that I had such a problem with it that it just disgusted me so much. But, you know, that goes on everywhere. And it's not just Christianity, it's Hinduism, Buddhism. There's so many people that are just using religion for their greed and desires. And that's kind of what's taking so long for this, because I'm stuck in this mix of yin and yang, and I'm just like, oh, I'm more this or I'm this, and I'm so bipolar that my bipolar doesn't even know how to, you know, how do I sit with that? What do I do? Because I'm feeling this way and this way all the time. But you know, I'm pushing it into a positive manner. So, and what I mean by that is I'm just kind of letting go of some things and just beliefs, because I know that without positivity and being positive about certain views and things, nothing's ever going to change. And it probably still never will, because, I can't do it on my own. But that's also a way to not look at it. I'm sure y'all are right now, or someone right now is like, what the fuck are you babbling about? But it's a random channel, so that's what we're here to talk about. It's actually not 100 degrees out today in Texas. I have to say it's like 85 or something, maybe. But that feels cool right now. Maybe like 89. Or let's say 85, something like that. Now, it's humid out. It's just not, the heat's not so bad. But anyway, so things have been good. I need to work on the podcast a little bit more. Well, when I say that, I want to have a little bit more in-depth conversations. But usually I decide on what I'm talking about on the episodes is like last minute or right when I'm recording. So I'm not a spiritual teacher by any means, so it's just my experience. We were supposed to get more rain today. Got a little bit earlier. But good chat. I hope everyone's doing well out there. I hope all the tobacco community is doing good. I hope all my other viewers are good. If you're not, just keep a positive attitude. Keep your head up. That's the only way to do it. Because with that in mind, positivity will attract to you. It will stick to you like Velcro. You just have to have a good attitude. And that's something that, I'm even learning myself. But anyways, I hope all of y'all take care. And love y'all. Take it easy.